Welcome back to the channel, Free Riders. Thanks for checking out another episode. Today we are going to be talking about the Mitas Enduro Trail XT Plus tires after about 1,500 miles. So if you're interested, let's check it out. Like I said, it's been about 1,500 miles of use with these tires currently, and they have been holding up for me really well. I took them on the Colorado BDR last year, no issues, no flats, but tire pressure, of course, is going to be a factor with some of this conversation. Focusing on just the tires, I have had really good grip in wet conditions, rocky conditions, now of course, terrain depending or soil depending. Some of the muddy terrain that I experienced on the trip, there was a little bit of slip and slidage too, but part of that is going to be due to the power of the machine as well. With these bikes, you do have some of that slip control to help you out as well. But for the most part, the traction has been really well. I'll show you guys the tread here in just a second. I do want to point out the fact that I am running tubes in both the rear and front wheels on this bike with the standard factory rims and standard factory tire sizing. It's 150 in the rear, and I want to say a 100 in the front. I do intend on getting the KTM Power Parts wheels for this bike at some point and reducing the size on the rear in this same tire to a 140 just to help with some of the lean angle of the bike, and I believe the weight savings is about 15 pounds too, which is what I'm chasing after more than anything. One of the reasons for that is because with this rear wheel, the valve stem is offset, so when I installed my tube, I did put a second, either one or two of the nuts underneath the valve stem because the wheel is recessed on the inside, factoring in KTM's tubeless setup. That means that on the inside of this rim, there's a little bit of a valley, and I didn't want the tube being sucked into that valley too much. So I basically shimmed it, and there's enough room on top to get my valve cap on and get an air chuck on there to air it up. It's not much, but it works, and I put a washer underneath to help keep some of the crud from getting inside the wheel. Now, if you guys saw the last video, I did mention that these are the Dakar tires, which is supposed to be a little bit of a thicker compound, but I am scratching my head a little bit because they're dirt tires, but you know, you kind of have to expect more wear for a couple of reasons. The type of terrain that you're riding, as well as the power of the machine, how much weight you're carrying, what your tire pressures are, and of course, how far you're traveling. All right, we'll check out the front here in a second, but this is the condition of the rear currently. So when this tire comes new, the center does have this lip every other tread, and you can see that it is wore down pretty much flat. Plus, with this being a 150, you will also start to tell that it is getting a flat spot on the top, and the lugs are starting to round off on the leading edge. The sides, though, do still have all of their bite. The bite is still good, and one thing that you can do to help yourself out a little bit is dismount the wheel, dismount the tire, flip it around, because these are non-directional or they're bi-directional. You can have them facing either way, but just from the side you can already see that they're starting to wear down pretty good on the rear. Now on the front, you can still see, I would say fairly well, that the knobs are quite intact. They are handling everything very well. Still got the side lugs. There's not really much of a rounding off to the front lugs. They're doing pretty well. So I think that the front is definitely going to get more life than the rear, without question. I don't really know by how much at this point. I would say maybe one other rear tire, and then it would probably be ready for replacement. Now to wrap this video up, there were a lot of questions in the last video asking specific questions about how this tire handled in different types of conditions. And my overall opinion on the tire is that I like it, and I don't really at the moment feel the need to change it because I am happy with it. I am running lower tire pressures when I'm off-road and then higher tire pressures when I am on the highway trying to get somewhere, trying to not only conserve tire life but also keep the temperature of the tubes down, especially once you start adding weight. So my overall opinion on the tire is I give it a big thumbs up. It's definitely more aggressive than the tires that I have on the Honda currently, which are just the factory dual sport tires. I do believe that these are for sure a more aggressive, I will still call it dual sport / adventure tire, and I would actually like to be putting one of these sets of tires on the Honda because of that. I do think that they are more oriented for off-road use than for road use, which is why you see some of the wear patterns on this rear tire, despite the fact that it is the stiffer compound Dakar version tire. This is 1,500 miles worth. I could probably tell you that with another 1,500 miles, this tire without question would be toast and or ready for replacement. And I do value the performance aspects of my tires. Therefore, I am somewhat inclined to go ahead and replace it now. Will I? No, just because I don't really want to pay for another tire. I think that what I have left will be sufficient for a few more rides. So if you found this video helpful, useful, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.